Hey everyone, Vee Roberts here. I hope you're well. I am here very quickly because I wanted to just jump on. I did a live earlier on my Instagram. I'm going to go back on Instagram in a minute because that live died on me, but I wanted to talk to a few of you. Listen, I want to talk to you about speaking at events because I've had some interesting conversations and also seen some interesting stuff very recently where I've even been tagged into posts about speaking engagements. And I just want to share with you my personal journey in terms of what I've done as a speaker to get paid to speak, what I've done as a speaker to actually get in front of people that actually have speaking events or events where they're looking for speakers, and also what I've done as an event host to actually get speakers on board. And the reason why I want to share this is because you know what, there's so much out there, so much noise, so many gurus telling you about how to get speaking events and how to do this and that. And the first thing I want to say, which is fundamental, is if you want to get onto a platform to speak, in most cases, unless it's a speaker or a speaking opportunity that needs someone that's got lots of credibility, okay, you don't necessarily have to have a big social following of thousands. You don't necessarily need to have even a website, because the right person will take you on board, okay? But that depends on the quality of the event. If you're looking to get paid to speak at events, if you're looking to actually get into an event organizer's diary where they're going to take you seriously and you get paid to speak at an event, let me break something down for you. If you want to get paid to speak at an event, most serious event organizers will be coming to you with a speaker's agreement. They'll be coming to you asking you, what is it you're trying to achieve? What is it you're going to bring to the event? They'll be asking you to actually qualify what you know. They'll be looking at your credentials. They'll be looking at your social proof. They'll be asking for the evidence that you actually can do what you say. They'll be looking at your expertise. They don't just want to know your qualifications and where you've actually sat down or what books you've read and how big your network is. They want to see that you have a social following. And let me be honest with you, this is why. Because most event organizers, and I can tell you a few that have become quite stroppy publicly on Facebook, right? They want you to help them promote their event. So they're not just going to book you and pay you to speak unless you've got a good social following, unless you've got that credibility. Good morning, Nana. They're not just going to say, oh, let me pay you £500 to speak at an event. Let me fly you into this country to speak at an event. They're not going to pay you, okay? Let me just manage your expectations, unless you have got some kind of evidence that you can draw a crowd, or that you are credible, or that you've got social proof, or that you are well respected and you've got an online and offline community. They're not just going to pay you. So I want to be really honest with you, because I think a lot of us are being sold dreams, and then we're buying into these membership groups where people tell us that we can get paid speaking gigs when we apply online or we look on LinkedIn and add 50 contacts a day, where we go out and we go to events and we email people and ask for referrals. Honestly, if you want to be taken seriously in your industry, look at how you're showing up, first of all, okay? Look at how you're showing up, because the serious event organizer, and believe me, I've worked with corporates, I've worked with charities, I've worked with public sector. No one's paying you if you don't have the credibility, okay? So let me manage your expectations. If you actually want to get paid to speak at an event, you need to have themes that you're known for speaking about, or you need to have what I call content marketing pillars that people will actually be able to say, okay, she's the lady or he's the guy that does this. And you also need to have social proof of you speaking, a speaker's show reel, right? Evidence that when you speak, people are engaged, not shots of you speaking with people that are looking down or looking really bored, or, you know, you've got a big screenshot of a room filled and there is no one even looking at you speaking on screen, because that's not what a serious event organizer is going to be looking for, right? Morning, Angela. When you're looking for speaking engagements, first of all, you need to make sure that the speaking engagement relates to your audience, okay? That the people that are going to be in the room are people that are actually people that are going to be interested in your product. And I'm not someone that will go out and say, okay, you need to speak at an event where, you know, you can sell from stage, because actually sometimes you speak on stage and you don't sell anything and you still make money, okay? Let me just, again, you know, demystify any kind of illusions out here. You don't need to have to sell from stage. You can actually do a freebie and get people into textbook marketing, a funnel where you launch a freebie, or you say to everyone, go and download this pack, or go and get this ebook, or put your name down and opt in using GDPR, where, you know, I'm going to email you this stuff, or I'm going to contact you. And that right there is information that you can then nurture, but you don't have to be hardcore selling from stage. A lot of us are being told that we have to sell from stage, that we have to make an offer. If that's not your style, then you don't have to do that. Simple as. And we need to stop telling, and coaches need to stop telling, and gurus need to stop telling us that we have to sell from stage, because you don't. There are many ways for you to make money on stage and generate leads on stage without even having a sales pitch. Some of us don't feel confident in talking up what we have to promote, and that's fine. But maybe you do need to, if you want to make money from speaking at events, maybe you do need to look at the angle in which you're going to position or promote your brand so that you can make money. And that is a lot around confidence, talking up what you do, and also being able to confidently sell from stage if that's where you're bringing your brand. But if you're not bringing your brand from an angle of selling from stage, that's absolutely fine. But make sure that the audience that are at that event, make sure that the people that are booking you, make sure that the themes you're going to talk about are aligned to where you're trying to bring your business, okay? So think about your areas of expertise, think about the event organizer, look at their history. A lot of us are signing up to speak at events where the events aren't even on par with where we're trying to go. The people that are at the events are not going to buy our products. The exhibitors at the events wouldn't even pay £10 to go to an event, but you're at this event trying to sell them a £3,000 package, right? A lot of us are speaking at events where the audience are not engaged with us because what we have to offer doesn't even resonate with them, or because our presentation isn't pitched to the people in the audience, okay? So when you're looking for speaking engagements and you're looking to speak at events, first of all, there's nothing wrong with speaking for free. There's nothing wrong with that. If you've got an objective of when you speak for free, this is the outcome you want after speaking for free, maybe you get to exhibit. Maybe you get to have access to the data of the delegates at that event with the GDPR opt-ins, everything being above board, of course, right? But you need to have all of that set out from in advance of you speaking. Maybe you speak for free at an event, and you know when you go onto that event, you know that as a direct result of you being at that event, you get visibility in an audience or a market or a segment which you're trying to penetrate. Speaking at events for free is absolutely fine, okay? If that's part of your makeup. I saw this week a gentleman posted, or last week, a gentleman posted about, you know, the fact that when he speaks at events for free, you know, it is his time. Yeah, absolutely. When you're speaking at events for free, it's your time. So any guru or coach telling you that you should speak at events for free to get your brand out there, just remember it's your time you're using. So it's very important that you qualify where you're speaking, why you're speaking, what you're speaking about, and more importantly, who's in the room with you. Because it's not just about speaking at events for free for visibility. That is not a sensible strategy, right? And if you're going to speak at an event for free, then you need to make sure that when you're speaking to people, they understand what it is your offer is if you're making an offer. If you're not making an offer, be very clear when you get on stage what you're going to speak about and the outcomes you want. Because as this gentleman rightly said, you may be speaking for free because perhaps you do mentoring and you get paid elsewhere, or you've got a full-time job that pays you very well. Perhaps you want to give back to the community. Perhaps you want to speak for free because you make enough money in your business that you don't need to be paid to speak. That could be a possibility as well. But wherever you are in your business, just be clear. If you're getting paid to speak, or you want to get paid to speak, let me manage your expectations, because a lot of us are under illusions here. You can't just go out and add 60 contacts on LinkedIn or start asking for referrals, because it doesn't work like that. If you're going to a serious event organizer, they don't want you to be coming to them with a PDF of all the qualifications you've got and what you know about. They want to see evidence. They want to see, okay, how you wow a crowd. They want to see the content you speak about. They want to see the speaker show reel. They may even ask you for evidence in terms of testimonials, video proof, right, of you actually speaking and engaging an audience. So if you want to get paid to speak at events, you don't need to sign up to, you know, find out how to do that. It's quite common sense. Understand if it's going to be paid or unpaid. If it's paid, then you need to have a really good pack or set of information where you can go to someone and say, look, this is what I'm trying to do. This is how it's going to be mutually beneficial for us. This is the value I'm going to add to your event. This is how I can help you. Morning, Monique. This is how I can help you. Morning, Sandra. This is how I can help you by actually adding value to your event, by promoting it, by sharing it to my email list, etc., etc. Because you need to show them how you can add value. If they're going to pay you to speak, why should they pay you when they can get someone else who might be for free trying to just enter the market, right? And if you're going to go on the angle of, okay, I'll speak for free, as I said, make sure that you're clear that the event is actually in line to where you're going with your business. The people in that room need to be people that you want to do business with. It's not just about getting your face everywhere, and it definitely isn't just about saying yes, yes, yes all the time, because your time is worth money. And your time, if you want to speak at events, is best spent at events where you know you're going to have a raised profile, especially if you're speaking for free. If you're happy speaking for free, that's your prerogative. Don't let anyone tell you that you shouldn't speak for free, because you will have your own mission, your own set of values, your own attributes that you will have as a brand, okay? And you need to be clear as a brand where you're trying to bring your brand right now. All right. So I just wanted to share some tips with you. Be clear on your audience. Be clear on why you want to speak at events. Is it part of your strategy? If so, how does it fit into the bigger picture? What is that bigger picture? How's it going to fit into what else you're doing when you're networking, when you're giving out business cards, when you're doing a sales pitch? Is it part of your sales strategy? Is speaking at events part of you actually making money or not? Because that, again, determines whether or not you want to get paid to speak or whether you don't want to get paid to speak. That will also determine whether or not you speak for free and then sell from stage. So these are simple and quick considerations. When I started my business on less than £100, my quick strategy of getting into market was hosting my own events, which takes a lot of work. And when I hosted my own events, I stupidly did not put myself on stage. I put everybody else in front and let everybody else speak up. And I didn't start speaking at my own events till after 2 years. Okay? If you want to get into market quickly, consider how you can use events, your own events, networking events, engagements, even videos to build an online community. Because a serious event manager, if you want to get paid, they'll be looking at your social proof. They'll be looking at your credibility. They'll be looking at how you show up. They'll be looking at the relevance of the themes that you speak about and how you engage with your audience. Just give me 1 second. If anyone's got any questions, feel free to ask any questions that you may have if you've got any questions, okay? Because I think a lot of us are being told that we should be going out there and speaking at events, and speaking at events is great, but if you lack the confidence in speaking at events, or if you're not confident in speaking from stage, there are different angles that you need to consider. And if you want to get paid money, and I'm talking about £500 a gig, £2,000 a gig, £10,000 a gig, then let me help you to manage your own expectations without social proof, without a speaker's show reel, without evidence that you know your stuff and that you've got a following, or that you've got, you know, things that you can talk about that are going to motivate a crowd and empower the crowd, or an engaged community that are actually going to come along and attend or even buy tickets. Most event organizers will not just pay you just like that, okay? Unless they've got ridiculously huge budgets and you've got something amazing to speak about, right? They're not just going to pay you just like that. So first of all, be prepared to speak for free. And if you're going to speak for free, understand the offer that you might offer if you are going to sell. Remember that you do not have to sell, but if you do not sell, what will you do instead to get value from speaking on stage for free? Okay? Really important that you consider these things. Because when I started my business, as I said, I started with my own events, and then I started speaking for free at some events, and now I get paid to speak at events. Okay? But I'm not going to pretend like I started getting paid to speak at events straight away. There were the odd events that I got paid to speak at straight away because people saw the value immediately. But in terms of a long-term growth strategy, if you want to get paid to speak at events and make an income from speaking at events, it doesn't matter who you pay £16,000 to teach you how to speak on stage. Okay? You've got to have the confidence. You need to have a package. You need to understand what your skills are and your attributes, what you bring to the table, and you need to be ready to go out there and pitch yourself so that people really understand and gravitate to you to qualify you as someone that they'll even pay in the first place. You shouldn't be going out and having to really hardcore sell yourself as a speaker, because people should already know about your brand and want you to speak for them at their events. Okay? As a long-term growth strategy, 3 years from now, that's where you would really want to be, that people are approaching you and saying, look, this is my budget, will you speak for me? All right? I've had offers where people have said, look, I want you to speak, I'll put you in this position, I'll put you in front of this audience. And I've also had offers where people have said, you know, pay me to come on stage. And I'm like, well, no, I'm not actually there right now. I'm not there right now. You know, and there will be offers where you are being asked to get paid to speak. Again, it depends on your strategy. You want to speak at events, you're being asked to be paid to speak. What's the real value of you paying to speak on that person's stage? What's it going to do for your brand credentials? What are you going to get out of paying to speak on that stage? Because these are all considerations. All are valid, but these are all considerations. So it's just a quick one. I had a conversation with someone this morning via DM, and it just prompted me to think, if you're someone who's been trying to speak on stage or get into events, or you've been trying to think of ways that you can get paid to speak, let me just break something down for you. It's going to require work, and it would not be a wise idea that you focus on this as your only source of income. It needs to happen alongside something else. All right. If you're wanting to make money from this as a long-term strategy, you're going to need to plant some seeds, especially if you don't have that social credibility, if you don't have that show reel, if you don't have that following, and if you don't have the evidence that you can speak and wow a crowd. All right. So just let me know if you've got any value from today's quick video. I'm going to go onto Instagram now and talk about the importance of quality over quantity. If you didn't know, I've been running my own business successfully for the last 6+ years. And actually, as a marketer and branding consultant, I've worked with huge brands, small brands, charities, public sector, and also now small businesses to help you to get the most from your brand, monetizing your brand, okay? Understanding how you can actually build campaigns from your brand and be visible, strategic, consistent, and make money in your business. All right. So if you want any help on that, please do visit the Insight to Marketing page. I'll just put my link in here for you for anyone who does want to connect with me. And remember, if you're the boss of you, as much as you take advice from people and you might invest in coaches and programs and membership groups and schemes, right? Because there are a lot of schemes out there. Remember, it's about the results. It's about the evidence and the results, what you're going to get from it, and what action you're going to implement once you've consumed all of that content. All right. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.